Hi, it's Stefanie Valentic, Editor-in-Chief of Waste360, and I'm here with the Waste360 Coffee Talk. Joining me today is Mike Hess, CEO of Waste Harmonics. How are you today, Mike?
I'm terrific. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for being here. So first, tell me about Waste Harmonics. Where is it located? How many employees do you have? And most importantly, how did you get started?
So Waste Harmonics is located just outside of Rochester, New York. The company's been around for 22 years as of July of this year. I actually bought a small piece of business from a previous employer back in 2001. We currently have about 150 employees, most of them based right there in the Rochester area. We do have some folks that work remote, but the vast majority of our folks are in the Rochester marketplace.
So tell me about your competitive advantage. How do you maximize efficiency and serve your customers better?
So at my core, I tell people I'm a bit of a customer service wonk, right? I love helping people, and that's what we've tried to drive in terms of the culture of our company. Mm-hmm. We manage large national contracts for waste and recycling services, but the idea behind our model and our value proposition is what we want to be able to do is provide a service, single point of contact, single point of service for our customers, and giving them the ability to kind of step outside of the waste industry. They run their business, we were on the waste side of the business, creating better outcomes. We want to drive efficiency, we want to leverage technology to help us do our job better. We want to leverage that technology to give us better data, and that data helps us drive better outcomes and efficiency in any one of our programs.
So how does that affect the relationship with your customer? Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so we're a high-touch, white-glove customer service organization, right? Nobody really wants to have to deal with trash, right? So they look to us to help solve those problems, right? So all of those requests come to our office. Our folks, our customer service organization in Rochester, they're the folks that deal with it, that resolve those problems. So we try to get really deep in understanding our customers' businesses and what happens at the local levels, right? Because that's where the materials are generated. So we make sure we put a real good connection together between our customer service teams and the folks at our customer locations, so that we start to understand their business better and start to anticipate some of their needs on either a daily, weekly, monthly kind of basis. So we just create better connections, and those connections again give us the ability to kind of anticipate what's going to happen, and we're able to really kind of lean in and help solve problems, right? And nobody wants to deal with the trash problem; they just want to get it off their desk. So that's where our folks step in, and we help resolve those issues.
So talking a little more about, waste, trash, can you tell me a little bit more about Waste Harmonics and your sustainability effort?
Yeah, so since our inception, we've always tried to push landfill diversion and some sustainability types of efforts. I will tell you that over the last couple of years, we've leaned in much harder. We have a full recycling program and specialty recycling materials group within our organization. We recently also brought on Melissa Medica, our Director of Sustainability. She's LEED certified. We brought in Anthony Dino as our VP of Recycled Materials as well. But the idea is to continue to get deeper into our customers' organizations, really understand the materials that they're generating. But we want to take it a little bit further in that we also want to start talking about what's coming in the door that is getting turned into waste, right? And how do we change the composition of that? How do we go further upstream so that our customers are not throwing away as much out the back door, right? And if they are bringing materials in, how do we homogenize some of that? How do we create better outcomes and reduce the number of materials so that it effectively becomes a logistics play at that point, right? How do we package? How do we transport? And how do we find the right end markets? And certainly, I think our sense of the market is, as we continue to go out over the next 5 to 10 years and disposal rates continue to increase, it'll create greater opportunities to recycle more materials and become more sustainable. So we're anticipating that already, right? We anticipate that European model starting to come to the US, and we want to make sure that we're positioning ourselves for that.
And that's super exciting. So now that we talked a little bit about what you're currently doing, what does the future look like, or even the rest of 2023?
Yeah, you know what? We've been on a hyper growth mode for the last, almost 10 years, right? The last few years especially. When I look back at 2020 to where we're at now, we've grown fourfold, right? And we have a ton of runway in front of us. There's so much opportunity in the marketplace. We have our sales organization, our business development reps are active every day. We have millions and millions and millions of dollars right now in-house that we are implementing new programs, new customers. We just completed the New Market Waste acquisition in January, so we're integrating that business. It's going really, really well. We're ahead of schedule. We just see more of that, right? And we feel like we've kind of put that better mousetrap together, right? Our value proposition is resonating with folks in the marketplace, again, because folks want better outcomes. They want to make sure that they're only paying for what they really need to pay for, right? They want to make sure that they're as efficient as possible in their waste programs. Again, leveraging technology, getting the data, understanding that data in an effort to just drive a better outcome, right? And wrap that into a high-touch customer service experience. It's resonating.
Exactly. Well, we're out of time here. I want to thank you so much for joining me and telling me more about Waste Harmonics. And I want to thank everybody for watching this and joining us at our coffee talk. Stay connected at waste360.com.